We always think that it's about our opponent. Are we better than our opponent? But most of the time, it's not about our opponent at all. It's getting a hold of our own nerves, dealing with the pressure. We're not fighting the other person, we're fighting ourselves. We're in our own heads. Your opponent is really just a stumbling block. You don't have anything against them. You're just trying to get a hold of your own mind. That's the greatest thing about it. We learn about ourselves. It brings out the truth. It lets us know who we are and how strong we are. Fear is a type of pain, but the people who succeed in life are the ones who run toward fear. COC is an organizational tournament we have every 6 months. We do it twice a year, and it's for all of the students in all the Tiger Showman schools. Usually have about 1,500 to 2,000 competitors at each tournament.
Ring 25, we're gonna be doing the special needs division, and we're gonna be doing the fighters division.
So you can bring them out there, you can make sure the parents are sitting in the appropriate spots.
What are we about to do today? Grappling, Jiu-Jitsu, right? So for many of you, this might be the first time, right? We're gonna have a ton of fun today. But even though we're gonna have a ton of fun, I wanna watch you guys do some amazing moves, right? So I want you to work very hard, but I also want you guys to be very safe.
People ask, well, why do I need to compete? You don't need to, but I believe you should. We learn so much from competitions. Everything in life is a competition. You know, we try to get good grades so that we can get into the best colleges. You're preparing for an interview with a company. It's inherent in human beings to want to compete. It's in us. I believe it's one of the most important things to teach someone very young. Start competing. Learn to deal with the nerves, especially a one-on-one competition. There's something real about martial arts, right? A grappling tournament, a wrestling tournament, a boxing match, a kickboxing match. You can't blame anyone. It's just you out there.
I started competing at the Challenger Champions when I was a blue belt. And to me, what it means is to go out there and conquer your fears, because a lot of it initially is just the fear of competition and being in the presence of a lot of people watching. The Challenger Champions is not just a test of your skills, it's your ability to overcome the adversity of, the fear and of nerves and all the emotions that come before something as prominent as competition.
Beautiful. Woo! 2, green, reversal. Show respect. Touch gloves.
I started competing in the Challenger Champions when I was about the age of 9 and a half. I remember arriving to my first tournament super nervous, but super anxious to get out there and compete. I was scared and I wasn't sure if I was going to do well. On the other hand, I couldn't wait just to go out there and test my ability. When I started competing in the beginning, I did not win at all, but my instructor taught me that it wasn't about winning or losing, it was about going out there and competing, learn from what you did wrong and make yourself a better martial artist. It took time, and I could say for a good 4 or 5 years, I didn't bring a trophy home, but by the time I was 15, 16 years old, I was placed in the top 3. By the time I was 17, 18, young adult, I was always winning first places.
But once you get out there, the nerves are gonna go away. That's what happens. You already trained for it. You already here.
Nothing you can do. Let's learn, let's get better. You're a badass still, you know what I mean? Let's get it. Good job, mama. Keep doing what you do. All right, good work.
I didn't miss the COC. I went to every single one. And it was like, when I say it was everything to me, I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, it was a huge guiding force in my MMA career. It started everything for me, and I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have the tournament.
The tournament prepares you for life because you're gonna be in situations where you're uncomfortable, but you're gonna have to push through. You might be put in a bad situation or you're hurt and you have to push through, and you're gonna have to learn to be able to push yourself and not give up. And whether or not you win or lose, the fact that you overcame that obstacle, it makes you feel better about yourself, and
the next obstacle you face in life, you know you can face it because you already made it through this one.
Challenge of Champions means a lot to me. It was my first ever competition. It's my introduction into competition in martial arts, so it's my roots. There's nothing like martial arts, and there's nothing like competing in martial arts. There's a whole newfound level of confidence you gain when you are victorious. And they always say you either win or you learn. So whether you win a competition or you lose a competition, you can't have that mindset of, oh, I just lost. You gotta have, all right, what happened? What can I correct when you do lose?
COC is beneficial for anybody. I have one son, he's 4 years old. I can't wait for him to compete. Whether he wants to continue fighting when he gets older or not, that's up to him. But you have to compete in the COC because the lessons that you learn in the COC, I don't know where else these lessons can be learned. You're training on a weekly basis, you have a great instructor, you have great training partners. But when you go to that COC and you get put into that uncomfortable situation, now you have to learn how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Fear is very normal. The more fear you have, good, then be prepared even more. Train extra. So the more fear you have, you offset it with just more preparation.
Just go out there and do it. Win or lose, you're still a winner because there's only 10% of students that go and compete. And that's in general in life. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. Go out there, compete, you won't regret it.
To test your skills, see that what you're learning is actually applicable. I mean, you're training for lifestyle, but you don't know if you're actually going to use that in a scenario outside. You don't want your first time seeing if my stuff works to be in a street fight.
Even when we don't win, we lose that day. See, I don't like saying lose because lose to me is like you didn't get anything out of it. You learned a lot. You're gonna go back and say, what did I do wrong? I thought I prepared right, but we have to know what to do when we don't win. We have to get up off the ground and go back at it again. That's the most important attribute you're gonna learn in Tiger Showman's, is never to quit.